Elon Musk, the visionary entrepreneur behind companies like SpaceX, Tesla, and Neuralink, is known for his bold ideas and ambitious goals. While he is a proponent of global cooperation and technological advancement, Musk has expressed concerns about the concept of a one-world government. His opposition to a centralized global authority is rooted in several key principles: the dangers of excessive power concentration, the importance of competition and innovation, and the risks to human freedom and individual rights. During his speech at the World Authority Summit, Elon Musk cautioned against the perils associated with having a single global authority. The CEO of SpaceX, Tesla, and Twitter gave a video presentations at the conference in Dubai. Said to be dedicated to shaping the future of governments, the yearly event emphasizes the use of technology to address pressing human issues. Musk criticized the concept of a single political power during his speech at the conference. He said that although he's aware this is called the World Government Summit, he thinks we should be a little bit concerned about actually becoming too much of a single world government, adding that we want to avoid creating a civilizational risk by having too much cooperation between governments. One of the richest people in the world said that because civilizations were not totally interconnected, the historical rise and fall of individual civilizations hasn't meant the doom of humanity as a whole. Musk said that while Rome was falling, Islam was rising, referencing the period's scientific and technological advances. Musk said that the globe needs some amount of civilizational diversity, such that if something does go wrong with some part of civilization, the whole thing doesn't collapse and humanity keeps moving forward. In summary, Musk stated that a single catastrophic event might have worldwide repercussions if the globe is too interconnected. One of Musk's primary concerns about a one-world government is the concentration of power it would entail. A single governing body with unchecked authority over the entire planet could easily become authoritarian. Musk believes that such centralization of power is inherently dangerous, as it could lead to the suppression of dissent, the erosion of individual freedoms, and the implementation of oppressive policies. Historical precedents show that when power is centralized without adequate checks and balances, the potential for abuse and corruption increases significantly. In a global government scenario, the mechanisms for accountability could become diluted. Local and national governments are closer to the people they serve, making them more accountable and responsive to their needs. A distant, global authority might lack the necessary transparency and accountability, making it difficult for citizens to influence decisions that affect their lives directly. Musk's view is that decentralized governance structures are more effective at maintaining accountability and preventing abuses of power. Musk's career is built on the principles of competition and innovation. He understands that competition drives technological and economic progress. In a world with multiple independent nations, countries strive to outdo each other in terms of technological advancements and economic growth. This competitive dynamic fosters innovation and accelerates progress. A one-world government could lead to stagnation, as the lack of competition would reduce the incentives for continuous improvement and innovation. The idea of a single governmental body ruling over all of humanity and Earth is known as world government. Its diverse conceptions, from autocratic to democratic, reflect the diversity of its supporters and opponents. There has never been a global government having the powers of the legislative, executive, and judicial branches, as well as an administrative machinery. Since the United Nations is the largest and most powerful international organization, its founding in the mid-20th century remains the closest approximation to a global government. With the declared goal of encouraging cooperation amongst current national governments, rather than imposing authority over them, the UN is mostly restricted to an advising role. Despite this, the organization is frequently seen as a prototype or first step towards a worldwide government. Since ancient times, the idea of universal rule has been discussed, debated, and even advocated for by certain kings, philosophers, religious authorities, and secular humanists. Some of these have talked about it as a normal and unavoidable byproduct of the social evolution of humans, and interest in it has followed globalization trends. World government opponents span a wide range of political ideologies and see the idea as an instrument of violent totalitarianism, impractical, or just unnecessary. In the case of some extreme Christian groups, they even see it as a means by which the Antichrist will usher in the end times. As the only intergovernmental organization with nearly universal membership, the United Nations is the principal formal organization that coordinates actions between states on a global scale. The United Nations Economic and Social Council is home to about 20 operational organizations, including the World Health Organization, the International Labour Organization, and the International Telecommunication Union, in addition to the UN's main organs, various humanitarian programs and commissions. The concept of a one-world government, a single political authority overseeing all of humanity, has been a topic of debate for decades. Proponents argue it could solve global issues more effectively, promote peace, and create a fairer world. However, the notion also brings significant disadvantages and potential risks. A single global government would necessitate a significant concentration of power. History has shown that when power is concentrated in the hands of a few, the risk of authoritarianism increases. An unchecked global authority could suppress dissent, control information, and implement policies that curtail individual freedoms. The potential for abuse of power is a significant concern, as it could lead to a loss of democratic governance and human rights. In democratic systems, governments are held accountable by their citizens through regular elections and transparent decision-making processes. However, ensuring accountability on a global scale would be exceedingly difficult. A distant, centralized authority might lack the necessary mechanisms for citizens to influence decisions and hold leaders accountable. This could result in a government that is disconnected from the people it governs, making it more prone to corruption and inefficiency. Economic disparities between regions are a major challenge that a one-world government would have to address. Different parts of the world have varying levels of development, resources, and economic needs. A centralized authority might struggle to allocate resources equitably, leading to increased tensions and conflict. Policies designed to benefit one region might inadvertently harm another, exacerbating global inequalities. Local economies thrive on regional trade agreements, unique industries, and tailored economic policies. A one-world government could impose regulations that stifle local economic innovation and entrepreneurship. By prioritizing global economic policies, the needs and strengths of local economies might be overlooked, leading to economic stagnation and discontent. Managing a global population under a single government would be an enormous administrative challenge. The sheer scale of the bureaucracy required to govern effectively could lead to inefficiency and slow decision-making processes. Coordinating policies and services across diverse and geographically dispersed populations would be logistically daunting. The world is home to a vast array of political systems, from democracies to monarchies and social structures, from individualistic to collectivist cultures. Reconciling these differing ideologies and systems under a single government would be incredibly complex. The imposition of a uniform political system could lead to resistance and conflict from groups that feel their beliefs and values are being undermined. A one-world government could impose restrictive policies that limit personal liberties. The ability of individuals to move to different regions or countries that align more closely with their values and beliefs is an important aspect of personal freedom. A centralized global authority might reduce these options, leading to a more controlled and less free society. Decentralized power allows for innovation in governance. Different regions can experiment with policies that best suit their populations, leading to a diversity of approaches to common problems. This innovation is crucial for addressing the complex and varied challenges that humanity faces. A one-world government, by contrast, could enforce a uniform approach that might not be effective in all contexts. The idea of a one-world government, while appealing in its potential to unify humanity and address global challenges, is fraught with significant disadvantages and risks. The potential for authoritarian rule, economic disparities, logistical challenges, and threats to individual freedoms present formidable obstacles to the successful implementation of such an entity. Opposition to a one-world government is rooted in a desire to preserve cultural identities, maintain democratic accountability, and ensure that diverse local needs and values are respected. By recognizing and addressing these concerns, humanity can strive for a more cooperative and interconnected world that respects and celebrates its diversity, rather than seeking to homogenize it under a single governing authority.